Everybody, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. I certainly do want to invite you to come check us out. Come check out our area, our town. Come check out our surrounding towns. I don't mind that. I feel like if you come through and you visit like one town that's nearby us or something like that, I feel like neighboring economies help out, uh, you know, all other neighboring communities. I really do feel that. You know, although I love my hometown, I love the thought of sharing it with other people, other fellow travelers. Okay, so I'm here with my canvas, and I've uh, haven't done much with this between the last video, but uh, I am still working on it. I've done some subtle changes. One of the subtle changes, it's kind of front and center, basically. Uh, do you know what it is? Ah, so what I've done was I've come in here and I've refined the what's going on with the crest of this wave. Uh, right in this area, right around here. I felt like the top of that crest was too broad through the center there, and it wasn't quite in line with it wasn't quite flowing with what was around it. So I decided to go in and make it a thinner, a little bit more of a broken line too. And so that's one of the things. One of the things that I know how to do with acrylic paint. That's why I love working with it, because as much as it is an implement for creating uh, beauty on canvas, um, it I can work it in a way that if I need to make these types of corrections, I can do so in a way that's uh, not a cover up. It's essentially, um, you know, uh, yeah, it's great. It's how you do like a tattoo or something on somebody, and then you need to go back and do a cover up for that tattoo. Don't think of this as that. Think of this as removal of a tattoo and then replacing it. So it's almost like it's a very technical uh, chemical erasure, basically, of what's there, and then I can come back and do it. And I'm not talking about now. If you can't do like bleach and things like that, because it was just to cut through the paint. It would clearly uh, that would eat through the canvas, So you can't do that. So it's very, uh, you know, you can remove acrylic um, basically with just a little bit of water uh, on a clean cloth until it dries. And once it dries, it's impervious, and you have to use some chemical to touch it up or whatever. So, but yeah. but I love what's going on here. Now, this is probably going to go to auction in November unless somebody's interested in buying. And in that case, if you're out there, uh, let me know that you're interested in buying, and let me know where I can contact you, and then I will contact you myself, and we can work out transfer funds. I can tell you this: I know my work. I see my work. I know that it's really good. Oh, this isn't complete, by the way. I'll still keep tweaking and working on it, um, but when it's ready to go, I know the quality of my work, and I've compared it to what what other artists have on some of the other platforms, and um, for what this is, my work is very economic compared to what uh, compared to what other people would charge for work of this level, and I can say that with confidence, because I've been at this for long enough to say yes, I am a qualified artist. What I do is I look for enough revenue to replenish supplies and enough to compensate for a little bit of time and concept, but not. It's very. I'm very affordable. I'm ridiculously affordable, actually, compared to because I deal specifically. I collect the money specifically uh, through usually mail-in money order. Really, I don't do Cash App, any of that. Uh, just straight up post office money order, and that's just my preferred method of working. And and because I deal with that directly, very specifically, then you know, uh, I don't have to worry about considering third party cut and stuff like that. Like if I were to do this on Etsy or something like that, you automatically have to mark up much higher than what you'd want to sell for, because they're going to take their cut and it wouldn't be worth selling it, if you know what I mean. So, and then I'll also, if I collect enough of these, if I do enough of these, then and if I don't, if no one buys online, then I may actually do um, a table at one of the art walks or something like that. But I do know the work that I do is, uh, in general, pretty much uh, worthy of the market. Worthy of the art market. You know, it's a little bittersweet to think that I do this kind of work, and then maybe one day, uh, it's it's you know, it's gonna be like, it'll be appreciated, but it won't be loved in the way that uh, a creator loves its creation. I've talked about that in a very moving, touching kind of way, almost tears. But so if you're a parent, you know how you're a parent and you love your child in a way that no one else will love your child. You know, I, or yeah, it's personal, and I love it in a very personal way. But uh, ultimately, this is me creating this because it is something that I want to communicate with other people, and it really cannot be communicated unless it is shared. Then there is another aspect of this that I get a complete thrill. I mean, I get a total high out of the idea of knowing that right now, some of my work is hanging in the homes and the halls of other people, one or two of them even in other countries that I've dealt with art by mail in this kind of way. But that was when I had, I was doing Facebook and I had a few thousand followers. Hang on. All right. I was hearing a commercial on my Amazon Music is in between subscriptions. It's time for me to renew the subscription. But I was hearing a commercial, and it's like I don't want to listen to a commercial inside of my commercial. This is basically a commercial for this painting, saying I'm willing to sell with a reasonable price and everything. So this is basically an ongoing commercial for this painting, and then I didn't want in the background to be another commercial, and then this is also going to go on YouTube. And so YouTube is going to have commercials. That would be like 3 commercials deep. That's just way too much commerce. I hate that part of it. I hate the business part. I wish I could just paint, and then I wish somebody else would. I think that's why people just do third party. Let me just put this on something like Etsy and see if I can, But I do feel like art should not just be. It should not just be for wealthier people. I think that uh, art like this, I think it should be available for everybody. You know, uh, and that's why I work as affordably as possible. Uh, when we when we uh, when we deal by mail, I do have to consider the cost of packaging and shipping, but uh, I've had no complaints, and um, still, the work that I sell is much cheaper. Uh, I should say much more affordable because it's not cheap. The work is very delicate, but the work is much more affordable than anything I've seen on the market, and that's just the way that I prefer to do things. Now, maybe no one in YouTube is going to be interested in buying, and that is okay because I get it. I went from thousands of followers, and maybe I wasn't as personal with all of them as I am right now. I have just over 80 something followers right now, but I love the personal connect that I get with the one of the two of the followers that I share back and forth with, and that we've talked, and so that's kind of cool. So I like that, um, and the respectability that goes on, the little bit of a dialogue that we do have. That's kind of cool. Uh, in a way that has like somewhat some healthy boundaries and things like that. But how this works is if someone's interested, then you get in touch with me in the comments. You let me know where your email is, and then I will respond to that email, and we'll we'll kick it going from there. And that's it. I'm gonna stop marketing now because it's really for me right now. I was just announcing, hey, I will this one when it gets completed. Now you never know when something really is done until it's done, but this is getting close to. I think a couple, a little bit more kisses of clouds in this atmosphere, not much more, just enough to give it a little balance, and then this is gonna be kind of done. What I'll possibly do is get over to the store and pick up some transparent semi-gloss once it's finally finished, and I'll give it a transparent semi-gloss just to give it just a touch of uh, sheen, just a bling, but that basically is um, you know that will be at the end of it. And what I've done is I've gone through with the Thalio Blue across all along, because I don't necessarily like uh, I don't like taking something like this and leaving the edges unfinished. It's like, oh my god, at least take the paint to the back of the canvas. I've seen that with some other paintings around, even on art walks and stuff like that. It's like, this is great, but couldn't you at least, if nothing else, take like a a cloth, put your fingertip in a cloth and put like just a little bit, just to give it, in case somebody catches the side of it, it doesn't look like, yay, you know what I mean? Like, uh, yeah, try to put a little bit of craftsmanship into the work, even if, like this right here, that, that, I prefer that, I'll show you what it is. It's the Thalio Blue. I prefer that versus, just plain, untouched canvas. But that's me. I like to take the paint to the back of the canvas. I don't know. What I do is when this is done, I will sign, date, and give a name to this on the back of the canvas, on the uppermost part of the canvas, back here. I'll sign across there. I don't like to sign my paintings on the front. I'm just not that garish of a person. Okay, so ultimately, the philosophy of this is beauty and balance within what seems like maybe a mesh of chaos that happens in nature, that wonderful, beautiful chaos. But it's all very orderly, you know. And the way everything just kind of in this comes together in a nexus. We've got these angular shapes coming together, almost pie graph style. Some lightness within that thalio blue. This rock, this more reflective water, this more choppy water, this you know wilderness and reflectingness of it, and this winding shoreline going in the far distance, the light glow of what's going on there. So in the back of the dusk of the day that's upon us in here, the story that we're doing. So this is great, you know. Yeah, I feel like a one person QVC right now. Uh, so much so, I think I just talked over a commercial. Normally, I would have like stopped myself. I was so excited I didn't even notice there was a commercial going on. But this song, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's the Honey Drippers, and so if you don't know the Honey Drippers, you know Led Zeppelin. So this is um hang on one second. I'm sorry. This is because I love it though. Um, I got to catch my thoughts. Hang on for a second. Okay, I had a case of the giggles, but Robert Plant is the lead singer, and he was the lead singer of Led Zeppelin. So, um, yeah, it's a great song though. And this band is called the Honey Drippers, and he did it so he could display specifically a different, vocal styling for him. Because this is almost, when I hear this, I think, 1956 sock hop, you know, kind of stuff. This is kind of stuff that would play at somebody's prom, and there's that, you know, uh, Hawaiian slide guitar, steel guitar going on in the background, you know. So, which is great for this, right? This water and everything. I think of this as more of a just kind of a bend of a large, you know, freshwater body, like a lake that maybe is going to like run off into a river or something a little bit further on downstream with the large shoreline there and everything. So, and then, because it's flanked on either side by, you know, and, and I don't know, there is a large rock, but it's, kind of, by perspective, a little close to the shore. So this kind of lets me know that this might be freshwater versus being an ocean view. But then again, when you give too much, I knew I'm giving a narrative, but in the spirit of expressionist work, I always want to give that much permission for the viewer of the art to figure out what they want to bring to their experience with the art. And in that way, the subject of the art, it's never really what's on the canvas. The subject of the art is you, the person who sees the art. And what you take away from that experience of having been in front of a piece of art, if it moves you, if it doesn't move you, if you look at it and you're like, whatever. Or if you look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's trash. Or if you look at it and you think, oh my God, that is astounding. Whatever it is, if you have any sort of thought or regard, no matter how fleeting it is, that is the point of art. And in that kind of way, from artist over here to the viewer of the art, the consumer of the art, if you will, that line of communication will have been completed. And that is the point of all of this. And with that, I'm going to say love and light, peace, goodbye.